Hi, I'm Nia Raye and welcome back to The Contemporary Entrepreneur. I am here with our guest, Maisha.
Hey!
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
That's good. So I want to read out a few things that she does. She does a lot of things. She is a public speaker, a domestic violence advocate. She's a multi-award winner. She's been seen on BBC One, ITV1 and Sky TV. Wow, well done.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm just really excited.
Excited to talk to you. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But so tell us a bit about what you do. Who are you?
Okay. So, like you introduced me so politely, yes, I do public speaking. I also run my own brand called She Walks in Value, which is like based on my domestic violence journey, and it holds events, seminars, workshops to like empower young girls and women in regards to like their self-worth, self-confidence and value. And I try to do that through different angles, so whether it's a dance workshop or whether it's literally a therapy kind of workshop, so touching on different angles and not just kind of making it a one way of just advice, because some things are quite sensitive, so I try to like narrow it down rather than it being something big. I also like raise awareness, for example, on domestic violence, because I'm a domestic violence advocate. And I sleep. I literally like, I just chat and sleep, but yeah, I just really just driven by my purpose, so that's mainly what I do. Yeah, that's what I do.
Well, I see you on social media, you're always out doing amazing things, so you should be really proud of yourself.
Thank you.
But congratulations, you were chosen as the 50 most inspirable black women in the UK. That's amazing. How do you feel about that?
Amazing. I was actually on my way home from a night shift, so can you imagine, I'm on the way home and everyone's just coughing, sneezing, doing the most. And then someone that I follow on Instagram was on it, so I was just commenting, supporting it, because they do work around domestic violence, and I said, wait, I saw my name. I said, really? I couldn't believe it. And then
so they didn't notify you or nothing, you just
because I don't even know the person that like put me in there, so it was like very touching that people actually see what you do and support it. So I was really happy. I was so touched. It was like, wow, it was just amazing. And mainly because it's not just for me, it's also for those that feel like they can't be where I am now or even further. So it was really like joyful, and I hope it inspired those that obviously want to like continue working hard and want to be inspiring, and they are inspiring to not to let their current situation kind of make them fall down and stuff. So
that's really, you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you.
I was like, go girl, that's really good. So you work alongside, you have businesses and you've got a life to live as well. How do you maintain all of that? Because we were talking just earlier and you're talking about your crazy schedule. How do you do it?
Do you know what? Like honestly, like one thing I actually, if I'm being very real, was at the start I didn't realize, but I was struggling with balance. So it's like I've just basically just lived by like health as well. So even if I can't do something, I will notify and be like, you know, I just can't do this today, or some days I'm just not replying to no messages, and just not doing everything yourself. So like replying to loads of emails, DMs, and helping, because it's not like it's just work related. There's people actually reaching out to you, and what you don't want to do is burn out, and then you just can't give anything.
Burn out, you just crash and that's it. Like.
Exactly. So I make sure that I have days where it's just Maisha day, like self-love, just relaxing, or just having like a more intimate time with God. For example, like my faith, like that really sustains me, where it's like I just go to God and He has to give me the strength that I don't have, because it's not for my glory. It's what I'm doing. It's not for me. It's not about me. It's about others. So He just has to give me that energy, and He does. So I get through it. But yeah, there's days where it is very tiring. But when you're so driven and passionate about what you do, that doesn't really affect it. But at the same time, you have to be wise and intelligent to make sure that you're balancing out your time doing those things and making time for family, friends. So yeah, because at the moment it's just like making time for my close friends and family, because like your girl's still single. So it's not like a lot, because I know that will require more commitment. So at the moment it's quite fine, but it can get a bit tiring.
So you said that you have to balance your life out. What tips would you give to people? Because you said that sometimes you spend time by yourself, you don't answer emails. What other tips would you give to others that are struggling to balance their life?
I would say like, you don't have to do a lot. Sometimes you just have to do some things, but it's the quality of it. So sometimes people feel like they have to be everywhere, they have to say yes, saying no. That's one thing I've learned towards the end of the year. Like, as much as I love to give and I love to support and I love to help, there's other ways you can do that. So I've just had to say no to certain things and not feel guilty, especially if you're a person that has such a big heart and you want to give. Some days you just got to say no, and I've learned to say that, and it's helped me a lot to also like, and I would say planning. So knowing, so like for example this weekend, like I said, I already like planned how things are gonna go. Naps, oh my days, them half an hour naps, like literally on the tube. So I just zone out, like.
You don't wake up and you're in the middle of nowhere.
No, I always wake up on time. Like honestly, like I wake up on time where it's like, and I take my stuff and I make sure the way everything's packed is like ready for me to get up and leave.
Oh, so you plan these?
Yeah, I plan because it's like naps really. It's not the full. It's kind of like a teaser with sleep, but it gives you.
You know what's crazy? When we were younger, our parents would tell us to take naps. We didn't want it.
Exactly.
But now we actually need them.
Need it. It's so important. And eating healthy. It really, you need to eat. If you're doing so much, you need to eat. And just always remember, like, why you do so much. Are you trying to catch up to people? Is it for an image, or is it sincerely? Because when it's sincere, it's like there's a drive. But when it is to look a type of way and look like I'm so busy and then you burn out because there's no quality to it. So just see your intention to why you're doing so much.
Okay,
so important.
That's good.
Yeah.
So in your intro, I read out that you've been seen on BBC One, ITV1, Sky Extra, and many more. So tell me, how do you get onto all these amazing platforms?
I don't know. Like I'd say God makes the way, innit? Like it's just favour, honestly, because like I never thought that I would be doing that. So my abusive relationship that I came from, I was like my self-esteem was really low and I just didn't have a voice. But like once I found my voice, it was like more people wanted to hear that voice, especially those trying to find theirs. So the way's just open, and because again I was always willing to give. Like if your hands are always open to give, your hands will always be ready to receive, because and it's genuine. So you just attract what's genuine, and I believe God puts me on these platforms not to mash this, mash that, but really for people to see that a bad background kind of doesn't determine how you will create your ground. Like God has been able to lift me up from that ground and make something out of me. So I would say mainly it's just for His glory. Like it's none of it is me. Of course we get a bit guys and it's like
well, we humble ourselves and we come
100%, because when you humble before God, He lifts you up even more. So for me that's like a key thing. But yeah, like, and then obviously network is so important. Network, literally, it gets you to places where no degree, no amount of, do you know what I mean? It's literally network.
It gets
so
you to places that you never thought you'd be, and it's like, you don't know who the root can like change your life or help you out.
It's so important. Always being nice, not because you want something, but just genuinely, and just investing in your character, because you can have all the skills, all the networks, but if your character isn't someone that people want to be around and stuff, then all of that is goes away.
Like if you've got a good personality and you're a good person,
naturally. Exactly.
Yeah,
so that really helps. Yeah.
Really good. So you touched a little bit about your background.
Yeah.
But for people that don't know, do you want to just like touch more about what's happened to you and your journey?
Yeah. So I was in a domestic violence relationship. So I grew up actually in a household. So that had like an effect on me. For the trauma that I saw growing up, for the way my parents used to fight, and the abuse that I saw my mom go through sexually, financially, emotionally, physically. So for me that had a really big impact. And then obviously like being in such a household, it just built a lot of anger. It affected my mental health really bad, where I was suffering from like depression and schizophrenia. So I used to like hear things, see things, like I was in a really, really bad like mental state. And that was just such, so this was like actually in Holland, so I came from Holland. So I grew up there, and then we came here because my dad was trying to kill us, so we had to like run away. So we had to run away to London to basically get away from that. But it still had an effect. Even though we ran away from that physically, it still had an internal issue on me, where again my mental health was really, really bad. I was like very suicidal, self-harming, tried to take my life 8 times, honestly. Like people look at me, they'll be like, for literally,
still here, like.
Exactly. So that was like quite my past. And then even though I used to be like, oh, I'm never going to be like my mom, it was a reference that I grew up seeing. So it's like if you don't do nothing to change that reference, you become a product from your environment. So because I was just not kind of like doing nothing to change that, or to find my value or my identity to who I am, and not to let my past like determine my future. It had an effect on me where I just, because I never knew my worth growing up, because it was like in Holland, like I had a lot of racism towards me, so people used to bully me because of my skin tone, because of my features. So I was very insecure growing up. So it was like growing up, it was like anything for a bit of attention or just a bit of light, because it's like you go home, you don't have that because your parents are constantly fighting. So
it outside,
literally always out, the loudest person. Because there's one thing, for example, like now I have a loud voice, but there's one thing having a loud voice and just being loud, seeking for that attention. That's who I was. And then I got into this abusive relationship. At first it wasn't like that because no one walks into that, but it's only after. And yeah, then I suffered from like physical abuse. It was really, really bad, like attempted murder on like 3 occasions. Literally, only God has spared my life,
it's only God,
honestly. And it was just like sexual abuse. So it was really, really like devastating, especially being sexually assaulted when I was younger as well. That having to happen again when you're older and you expect yourself to have a bit more control, but you understand that it's nothing to do with you, kind of thing. So yeah, that just really had like an impact. So that really, because it was like I've been out of it for about 2 years now. Yeah, well, 2009. Yeah. So about 2 years now. So obviously I've healed, I recovered. I took that time to really just find myself and just to kind of like rewrite my story to who I want to become. And I am walking in that purpose, in that road, and I couldn't be happier. Yeah.
Well, I'm really happy for you. That's really good that you've come out of that and you're doing something positive, because a lot of people can be traumatized and literally just go the opposite way. You found the road and you're going the right way, which is really good. And I know that a few weeks ago you done like a pamper session for girls, which was really, really nice.
Loved it. I'm still buzzing over that.
So good. Tell me a little bit about that.
Do you know what? I actually, around summer, I actually took a break from like public speaking, because that's where my income comes from, just to like focus on myself, because I saw myself kind of going downhill. So I had to take that time with God and to just really revive myself, because with what I do, I need to be able to pass things on to people, and I can't do that if my own spirit is a bit down. So I had to take that time. So imagine I wasn't getting no income, so even when I planned this, all I had in my account was 18p. Literally 18p. Like a lot of people saw and they were thinking, wow, this, that, but
people don't see the struggle. They don't see.
They don't, because it was something that I wanted to do before. But there's a time for everything. Literally, certain things don't happen for a reason, and there's a time for everything. So when I was supposed to have it before, I wasn't able to have it. I don't remember why. I think because I was taking that break. And when I had it, it was like so many people were like on board. So I had like lots of people that wanted to collaborate and stuff. So we was able to put it together, and all I had was 18p, because I was thinking, how am I ever going to do this? But I still put it out there because it's faith. Like faith, people think faith is just believing in God and stuff. Faith is literally it's a gift that everyone has. It's basically just believing in something that you haven't seen come yet. And that's the way I saw this situation, because it was like, it's not for me, it's to help women that have gone through either mental ill health or domestic violence. So even though that was 18p, it was like I didn't let that situation control the decision that I wanted to make, and being able to, you know, create this amazing day. It was amazing for these women. So it was beautiful. Like it was so touching. There was tears, there was honesty, there was self-awareness, and it was just very raw. Like I even showed like some of the pictures of the abuse that I went through. Like I've never done that in a talk. So I was it was like I really opened up for these women, and I had amazing sponsors like Morley's and some different brands and stuff. So it was obviously us guys, because I'm from South London, and Morley's chicken is sponsoring your event. Like for me that was huge, but it was a blessing, honestly. Like the women are still picking up, because one thing a lot of people do events, it's like after they leave, these women leave the event, what skills do they have? Like, is it just an event that you want to throw because you want to say you've done an event? And these women, because these are serious issues. Like you can't try and get clout of helping. Like it just, and I see it a lot, and it boils my blood because I've gone through that, and it really is. You know, I'm really passionate about that. So I feel like being able to give them the skills that, you know what, because we did like, instead of them just getting their hair done, their makeup, their nails, we gave them like skills for every. So when it was to do with their hair, we was talking about their mental health, so that when they're doing their hair in the morning, they're taking that quality time to think about positive thoughts. When they're doing their lipstick, they're thinking positively about how they're going to start speaking things positively into existence. So they're still actually using those skills in their day-to-day life, even though I am not there, or the women that were volunteering. So it was powerful. Like I'm definitely going to do another one, but I really want to get like partners on and make it something big where more women can access.
Okay, that's really good. That is so good. Do you feel like you'll ever do something like that but for men?
Yeah, but the thing is, I find it hard. Like I've tried to reach out to male figures about domestic violence and some of them are not ready, which I understand. They're not ready to kind of come out about it yet, and they've gone through it and stuff. So it is quite, because I can't just have something, it's just women. Like, as much as you can help, there's certain things that are more personal. The way it's going to affect a woman is totally different to a guy. And I don't want it to again be a thing that I'm just doing an event to say, oh, I've done something also for guys. I want it to be purposeful. So if anyone is watching this and they've gone through this and they're willing to contact me, like, let's make it work, I'll be more than happy, because domestic violence isn't something that just happens to a woman. It happens to anyone, even no matter what class you're in, what degrees. You can have 500 degrees, it can happen to anyone, unfortunately. So yeah.
Okay, we'll look out for that then.
Yeah.
Okay, so also you're a part of the Obama Foundation, aren't you? Which is really, really incredible. You should be really proud of yourself. How did you get onto that program?
So, the thing where it was like, it was part of my vision board, like I had to get involved somehow. And it was just the leaderships that him and his wife were teaching. It was just so, like, I wanted to really be involved. And I really wanted to make that difference. I didn't want to wait to move to America. I wanted to bring that here where my community is. So I remember I just like emails. You just got to believe. The people that you think will never respond to you, they will respond to you. Like, I just kept getting involved in seeing like where would he be, like where would he get involved and all that kind of stuff. And then I was just like I signed up. I just kind of like got involved with what they were doing, and then I became like one of the members. So like here in the UK, so you know, like donating towards what they're doing, just being like a part, and you get like links and stuff. So he's sending you emails, or Michelle Obama sending you emails about like leadership skills and how you can make a difference. For example, like they make a lot of a difference in Chicago, for example. But like here in London, like how I can transfer those skills here. So yeah, it's a pleasure. But I can't wait. I haven't met them yet, but I'm really determined. 2020, I'm going to meet them. But I thought I'm tired of the emails, right?
You can meet them in person, talk to them.
Honestly,
yeah, you definitely will.
Yeah,
that's really good. So, by the way, you're speaking about it, and you do so much. Like, how do you maintain your confidence? Like, how? Tell us.
Honestly, for me, it's like my past. Like it's. Even when I talk about it, people are like, you're not crying, or which is okay to do, by the way, but if you're not like this, like that, but it's like having to walk that walk and learn where I was before to where I am. I'm so grateful. Honestly, like the amount of times that I could have died, but I'm still here, I'm just so grateful. So it's like, even when it comes to balancing, it's like I know what I'm doing, and before I couldn't even get out of bed because of how bad my depression was. So now that I'm actually recovered and I'm in a much better mental state, I might as well make the most out of it. It's more gratitude kind of thing. But yeah, just balance, because how I work with balance is different to how somebody else might do. So just finding what works for you and just being real. Like, if you can't do something, just say no. Like, you don't own anyone anything but yourself. That's key. Like, self-care, that's what self-care is. Say no. It's not just going pampered and it's you saying no to things when you know your body can't. Like, don't force it. Allow it. Like, don't force it, literally. Yeah. Like,
what do you wish that you told your younger self?
Self-investment is key. Like, now, are you okay? What? Never, because now I know my worth. I know my value. Like, there's no way, like like literally there's just no way, because of the way I invest in myself. And I'm not talking about physical investments, because you can lose all these materialistic things tomorrow, but that self, the way you carry yourself, the way you look after yourself, it's like I know so much that I bring to the table. Like it's like you don't settle for anything. You're not desperate for anyone to love you, because my love comes from God. That's my first love, and because that's my first love, it's like nothing. Like I'm not.
So you know yourself worth. You know
and
yourself
when you know yourself, like people think they know themselves based on maybe what they look like or what they do. That's not like, because do you know what I mean? It's like it's internal. Like it's much deeper than what people kind of like show it to me. But I would definitely just say, like, if you are in one, there's a way out. Like there actually is. I never used to believe. I never used to believe it. Like, but I would say accepting it. Because for example, even when I was like raped, for me it was really, really hard, because I grew up with like elders and I was always protected. So for that to happen to me, it was like very shocking. But I had to literally put a mirror in front of my face and say, Maisha, like, you've been raped. Like, I had to accept, how am I going to empower others whilst empowering myself at the same time? So I would really say not letting basically a bad background leave you on the ground. Like, get yourself up. It's easier said than done, but it's possible, and making sure that you use your time wisely, because a lot of people say time heals, but you determine that time. You determine that healing. If, for example, I healed in 3 months, and not because I'm Superwoman, like, do you know what I mean? For me, clearly it was like my faith that really helps me to, move forward, but also the time that I was having at 3 months, literally cutting off everything and really facing who I was, away from social media or people or society, like who's Maisha, and I didn't know who I was, but it was a discovery of finding out who I was, my weaknesses, my strengths, and really just building myself. And that's why I was able to come out stronger, because I didn't just use that time to run away from my problems by just drinking or smoking or partying to get away from reality. I actually took that time to really find myself. So you kind of make time, like make time in friends, when you know your enemy, literally. Yeah.
That's so lovely to hear.
Thank
You're really
you.
motivated.
Oh.
Right now. Like, you're really
Thank you.
inspirational. It's really
Thank
good.
you.
So what's next for you in your career?
So much, you know, like I'm just trying to, like, it's a lot. Definitely taking my brand to the next level. Doing probably more events next year, because this year I actually only done one. I'm having another one, actually, a dance one. So it's like more of a dance workshop in regards to domestic violence and working on like self-confidence and stuff. I'm actually in a world expert book, so it's basically a book that's going to be like global, and it's going to be launched in January in Parliament. So I'm basically in the book as one of like the experts in regards to like mental health. So you can find it in like GPs, universities, schools, like healthcare places and stuff. So that's happening. More awards.
Good for you go global, you know.
Yeah, it's happening. It's coming.
Yeah, from when the Obamas.
Yeah, literally, and it's just like more wins, but definitely like more growth within myself, self-development, more confidence, more growth in like internal areas. Because when that happens, when you're good in the inside, things around you naturally become good as well. So mainly things like that, and then just stay tuned and follow the journey.
Well, it was really nice talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
So we're gonna have Maisha's information linked below in the description box. So make sure you follow her and give her a message. Bye.
Bye.